project. I have this car caddy hangs on my car seat with a strap, and I really enjoy having it in both of my cars. So because I've made a seat cover and a dash cover and a few other elements with this leather for my element, I'm going to make one of these out of this. And then I'll punch holes in it, in the edges, to sew it with this punch, and cut strips out of this fabric. Well, it's not fabric, it's leather, but it's really weird leather. But it makes good lace, so I'll cut little strips out of that to lace it up. I have the pattern figured out, sort of, here, and I've done a lot of clipping and cutting and retaping and fitting and realizing I haven't got it quite right. So where I think I might be short about an inch in this section, so I'm going to scratch my head a little bit more and then make a fresh pattern before I cut it out of my leather. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this has taken me a ridiculous amount of time to figure out what I've done wrong, get it all even, and get it cut out. The pattern, that is. Now it's time to draw it off onto the leather and cut it out.
One strong crazy bets on me. Walking the wild, don't know why. Cosplay cowgirls and numberless chats. We're feeling just fine in our running hats. Walking the
Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes together, huh? I think I may mark where it's going to be sewn to the piece below it, which will be here.
Try to unplug it, turn it back on. Try to unplug, but the feeling's gone.
Now, on for the next piece. So now I've got the piece down that I'm going to sew that other piece to, and I need to mark it.
Oh, running down numbers that used to be dreams. Walking the wild, walking the wild.
Apparently, leather just sucks up Sharpie ink. Remove my giant paper clips, and we've got this to do.
You and me dancing on a giddy in time. I don't want to love someone that doesn't. I don't have the grind.
Now I'm just going to line this up, and when I get to the seam, I'm just folding it right there where the seam is and using these giant paper clips to hold it together there. And then I've got another seam here. And to keep everything simple, I'm going to keep it at a 1/2 inch. I'll mark here, I'm going to mark here at 1/4. And then I'm going to move that over and mark at a 1/2. And now comes the fun part, is I'm going to be cutting through both layers of this.
Like a cheap paper tiger, strumming on a heartstring stereo to a song that no one knows, and it goes like this. Hey, hey, yeah, said it goes like this. C'est la vie, oh, don't ask me, 'cause it goes like this.
I'm using just some old leather lace that I already had on these parts that won't be seen, and then I'll cut my decorative strips out of other stuff later. This is really exciting. I have no idea if this is going to work or not.
C'est la vie, oh, don't ask me, 'cause it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And you'll see how this is going to go together once I get this part sewn up.
Press the backs of our hands together. It's still wet, so the ink should transfer. Meet me at the side door.
So we've got that end sewn in. And next I'll do this side. Well, it's a new day, and I got obsessed yesterday and decided to work on the flap that is going to hold this insulation, and it will go back here. We're working from the back to the front. The computer will go here, and this will get sewn onto the backing that's going to hang, that will go there. It's going to hang over the back of the car seat. This is what I've done so far, is cut holes on the side. This is the side piece, so I've got to put this flap halfway. So I cut holes all the way, kind of ruining my cutting board. You see, I've been a cutting fool, and there's still a lot of hole cutting left to do. And sewed one side of it. So now I'm going to sew the other side.
Press the backs of our hands together. It's still wet, so the ink should transfer. Meet me at the side door. We'll sneak onto the main floor.
All night, let's take a shot. Keep moving and we won't get caught. Take the long way home. Tonight we're free to roam.
Now let's go out to the car and look at where I need to put this in the car. Okay, this seems to be working well. So, first thing I have to do is take this off. And then it's going to hang right here. So, and I'm seeing that if I had made this leather strip longer, which maybe I need to do that, I can also let it hang over the back. While we're out here, I can show you what else I've done with the leather. I've planned on making 2 car seats, but this is suede, and suede has a stickiness to it. So I'm finding that every time I get in and out of this car seat, it gets all bent up. I've made a nice cover. When you're driving around and in your car a lot, it's nice to have something kind of sticky on the dash. And then I just recently went to an event where they were making pads for your little hard plastic, and things are always sliding around in here. So I just made some little leather patches that I can lay things in here. Well, after a lot of head scratching, I figured out how to, let me show you the other one, do my cup holders. So I had this piece with these 3 flaps, and I was trying to figure out which flap to put on the top, how to make it be a cup. And so this is what I've done. I made the centerpiece be the one on the top, and then I've just tacked these 2 flaps to the inside and cut them off. I hope that wasn't a mistake. Well, darn, I'm officially out of my commercial green lace, and so now I'm having to make my own. And I've got this leather here, and I'm just cutting little strips. When I get close to doing the outside edge, I will definitely be making it a little bit wider. But for this inside work, I've had this thin lace for everything else, so I'm going to try to cut this real thin. Ta-da! Now I've got this done. I had enough green that I could go ahead and finish out this stitching on that row. And then the back side I did with the other lace. And so I've got this together like this. And then down here I've got a hole in this back side. So now I can just take my insulation and stick it up in there. And string this through this hole. Pull it tight and tie a knot. This will be much, this leather is not as strong as that lace, but from now on out it really isn't going to matter because I'll be doing a different stitch. Oh boy! Now it's time for me to measure that long back piece that I gave the got the measurement for out in the car. So I have measured, I went out to the car and measured this all, and I had cut holes here, but when I got back I realized that I really needed more space in the front because I have to fold this in half so I can put my rigid board behind it for just make it stiff. So the holes that I cut were like nothing. After a ton of hammering and punching, I have this all punched out and ready to sew. I'm going to get roughly in the middle and feed this lace. Oh, this may be slow going. And then it's a matter of lacing it. Going under there from the one in the back. And then going around here. And sending it through like that. I have finished it. So we've got big pocket, bigger pocket, computer pocket, 2 little pockets in the front, a cup holder on that side, and a cup holder on this side. All I have left to do is put a stiffener in the back side of it here. Corrugated plastic stuff from an old political sign that I took down off the side of the road. So I've cut it to fit in here. And what is really cool is that I had cut these holes in the wrong place, but they are in just the right place for me to tack this down. So maybe what I can do here is measure right there, and then that hole in the front is much bigger. So now there is the other one right there. So I will just tap here. Yes, I have a strip big enough.
We're feeling just fine in our running heads.
And I have enough to tie it. Ta-da! It is officially finished. With a nice stiff back. And I haven't poked holes here yet, so I'm going to go out there and figure out exactly how far down I want it to hang. Well, I'm out here in the car, and here is my cooler on the front seat, and here is my gear bag, kind of lined up where I want it. I'm thinking that I may put it a little bit further over towards the driver's seat rather than have it exactly centered. So let's try this again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there it is. And there is quite a bit left back here in the back that at some future point, if I want to add something back there, I'm thinking a tissue box holder or something maybe.